Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to editing of Vivaldi Violin Concerto. Every day doing this to highlight the problems faced by La Serenissima's musicians who have lost all their work due to COVID-19. Please do go and make a donation which will be put towards helping our musicians who will be short of a bob or two, I think. So this week we started with a concerto in C major that Vivaldi composed for his friend and pupil Johann Georg Pisendel, and we finished the week in much the same way. This time a concerto in D minor, RV 237. Here's the manuscript which survives, which is the autograph survives in Dresden. You can see it's Concerto del Vivaldi fatto per Monsieur Pisendel. It's not one of his most tidy manuscripts, but it's a really bonkers piece actually, but it's an incredibly good piece. It's a piece I didn't really know before, though I do know obviously there's a concerto from the Opus 8 that uses a lot of material from the first movement of this concerto. The first movement of this piece is just pretty much an exercise in bariolage, which is just lots of energetic string crossing. And Vivaldi basically just quotes material by another composer called Westhoff. We'll get onto that in a minute. But one of the things we were talking about yesterday was the fact that Vivaldi, although his viola parts sometimes come across as sort of not particularly important, he definitely has his own unique idea of how a viola part should go. And you know, if you compare Vivaldi's the way he approaches the viola part to anybody else writing music at this time, Vivaldi would pretty much stand out, I think. I mean, if you have a look at the viola part here, for instance, let's see, just listen to this, which is just the viola part on its own. It sounds as though it was written in the latter years of the 20th century, pretty much. But if you put all the other parts with it, you get a rather different sounding piece of music. So there you go. It's D minor is quite a dark key. I always find that he always tends to come up with the goods when he's composing in D minor. Here's the start of the concerto. And that's where the bit we showed you earlier. So basically, the solo here is, although Vivaldi's written it in the most simplest way that he could, basically he would expect the soloist to understand that this should be played in a very virtuosic fashion with lots of fast string crossing. In actual fact, the way the violin works, in order to be able to play this, what is the middle note of all these chords? The middle note is actually the open A string, so that is the last string that you hit. You would play the D, the bottom D here, you would play on the G string. The top D would go on the D string, and then you would have an open A. So this passage is all on the bottom 3 strings, and because of that, you get things which, like, yes, bar 24 here. Vivaldi asks you to stretch a 10th because you have the open A in the middle, which goes on the top. So on the G string, you have first finger on C sharp, and then on the D string, massive stretch to the E. That's hard. That's really hard. But that's why I practice my scales in tenths every day, because sometimes you get that. If you don't practice your tenths, you've got no chance of. I haven't got a particularly big stretch, so I need to make sure that that's nice and supple. Anyway, just to give you an idea of how bonkers this is, here's the opening solo. That's quite a long solo, but there's another passage later on that goes on for even longer than that. And one of the things that I think Vivaldi is getting at here with Pisendel is that you've got to have had your Weetabix in order to play this. You need your muscles because it's. If you look at how long this solo goes on, 3, 6, 9. 7. There's about 30 bars of barriolage, just incessant go. You'll be sweating by the end of that movement, and then you've got another couple of movements to play after that. The slow movement is it's rather beautiful. It's a very, very simple cantabile melody over the top with a sort of ostinato bass sort of staggered through the solo parts. So that gives you the idea of that. It's a typical sort of 1710s slow movement. Also, what you might expect to find in one of the chamber concertos, maybe with recorder or flute solo. And then a very, very poised finale, which again is one of those pieces that I thought, does that really work? Oh yeah, hold on a minute, it does, because it's Vivaldi. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Here we go. So there you go. It's a very sort of French overture kind of style of writing. I think we'll give this. I think we're going to give it a 9.5 because I think it's really good. We didn't give 198A a mark either. That gets an Ade rating of 9.5 too, I think, because that is a really funky piece of music. And then the Grosso Mogul, I think we're going to take it up to 11 for that. So Grosso Mogul's going to get 11 out of 10 because it's that good. Anyway, there you go. I think on Monday I'm going to have a day off because I need to do my accounts, etc., and finish writing up my notes for various concertos that I haven't done. So I'll see you on Tuesday with another concerto. So stay safe and have a good weekend. Cheers. Bye.